Hey, what's up guys? Sam Owens with Mad Career Skills. Did you know that the average job recruiter looks at a resume for about 7 seconds? Now, I know that's true. Number one, because that's about how long I look at a resume when I'm recruiting. But number two, because that's what the internet says, okay? Okay, I actually don't really know how long people look at resumes, but I know it's not that long. And because of that, you need your resume to stand out, like a lot. In this video, we're going to talk about ways to do that and make your resume shine. First of all, why do they call it a resume anyway? Shouldn't they call it a resume? By the way it's spelled resume, isn't it? Did resumes like start in France? Resume. And then people just kept it. It's just like a French word we all use, like petite or ballet or cheese, whatever. Okay, so here's 5 easy tips to make your resume better. Tip number 1 is to get rid of objective statements. A lot of people use these, especially coming out of college, people that don't have a lot of work experience, to dress up their resumes. The thing is that they typically just don't tell you anything. They usually basically say a very, very fancy version of my objective is to get a job. And they already know that that's your objective because you are applying for the job. All right, number 2 is to always go with name recognition. You want to put company names on there, ideally that they recognize. So if you have some companies on your resume, big companies, or one big company, whatever, you want that to be at the very, very top before your job position or what you did. So the order should be company, name recognition, job title, and here's what I did. You want to do this because the recruiter is immediately going to scan your resume for things that they recognize. And the most easily recognizable things are what their eyes are going to go to first. All right, so you want to highlight, hey, if you have a big company or even if you worked with a big company, that's great. Number 3 is to have every bullet point in your resume results oriented. So you don't just want to say something like, helped with cost savings initiative, coordinated with other people. No. You want to say something like, led unprecedented cost savings by 25% year over year. One way to make sure that you're always putting results in your resume is to make sure the first word is action oriented. Led, managed, kick butt. Just kidding, don't put that. The other thing that helps me keep my resume results oriented is to make sure I have numbers in there, because that's going to help me make sure to quantify. So at least every other statement should have some numbers in there, real tangible numbers. Tip number 4 is to not worry about fancy formatting. A lot of people think that they can differentiate their resumes by a new format or a different format. It's actually the exact opposite. People are used to reading a resume in a certain way, and if you confuse them with all sorts of formatting, it's actually going to hurt you, not help you. So do this. Go on the old www and just type in standard resume template, and it's easy. You're going to get a lot of them, and just use that format. Work experience, education, or if you are currently in college, education first and then work experience, all chronological. Tip number 5, do not discount your education, okay? So don't just say, I have a bachelor's degree from this place, right? You want to have 2 or 3 good bullet points of things that you've done in your education that demonstrate your leadership. If you were elected to any sort of student council, or you participated in sports, or you did really well in school with your GPA, make sure that your education section is meaty enough so that they know that you were a results-oriented person in school. So those are the 5 tips, my friends. I hope you found them useful. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll keep sending you content just like this. The last thing I'll say is, if you are looking for a job, you can go to madcareerskills.com and download a free job interview guide. It's a great resource. It's free. It's got a lot of sample interview questions and sample interview answers so that you can nail your next job interview. And until next time, if you want to get better at your job, get Mad Career Skills.